rocket. I try to let a few doors walk, but if that freezer runs low, I gotta stock it. These scrub bucks got no mask, darn sure no drop times, but this chili has deer burger in it tonight.
Dude, where did this podcast go? Straight to hell. Yeah, speaking of hell, check out East Coast Bowhunting Podcast.
First of all, I'm addicted to the show.
I like that. That's cool. Okay.
Full bore hunt. You live it. You breathe it.
This East Coast has a little bit more of an edge and a grind.
So I just want to get the realest people possible in the industry, and at the point where it is now, where it's insane.
There's nothing forced. It's all fucking natural.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Slaying through the year. Welcome back to yet another episode. This is the East Coast Bowhunting Podcast, chilling here at Slayer's Studio in Coventry, Connecticut, hiding in the mountains of God's heaven. I'm your boy D-Rock, accompanied by
Trev, Ryan,
as we scout into a safari with the worldwide killer, Ryan Bauduin. Today's episode is brought to you by Shabim Brewing, CT's finest craft beer out of Wolcott, Connecticut, the Hunter's Beer. 100 Demons, East Coast hardcore music known worldwide. Find them at www.shopshogun.com. Trev's Euros for all your Euro Mount needs on Facebook. CT Bowhunting, CT's #1 source for bow hunters. Download their app for free to experience the judge-free social platform. Also brought to you by Nor'easter Game Calls. Get them in close for all your game call needs. Find them at www.nor'eastergamecalls.com. This show is presented by the Working Class Bowhunter. Not just a podcast, but the brand in the hunting industry. The East Coast Bowhunting Podcast is here as always for new and old hunters by sharing our experiences in the woods through playing and slaying. What's up?
what is up, D-Rock?
What up?
What's up? What's up? Yo, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys. And to our listeners as well.
Yeah. If they made it this far, we must be doing something right.
That's right.
Maybe it's the Christmas month giveaway that we're doing.
That's it.
You know,
we're giving away the whole house.
They're like
the whole kitchen sink.
Yeah, they're giving away stuff. I'll follow them for a little bit. You know.
And we got a real good one coming.
Yeah.
That we're
Actually, you know what? Why don't we just touch on that? We recently did an episode with Working Class Bowhunter. Kurt Geyer was on the show and did the debut release on them being our title sponsor. So we're trying to achieve things that are new to the industry and are going to be a hot item, and it's fresh off the press. So if you tuned in on the last episode, we didn't mention any giveaways because we wanted to concentrate on the conversation only. And so we want to announce that we're going to do a WCB giveaway. And to know what and how to get the stuff, you need to tune into the last episode, episode 19, with Kurt Geyer, and see what was Kurt Geyer's first weapon of choice. Was it a recurve, a crossbow, a shotgun, or a rifle? So,
or a bazooka.
Yeah, I think bazookas were thrown in the episode, but I don't know if that was his weapon of choice. So, Ryan, why don't you show us what we got for the giveaway real quick?
Oh, D-Rock, this has got to be the best giveaway. I mean, this thing is awesome. It's loaded with good stuff here. But the first thing we got here is we got you some awesome Shebeen decals here. Some stickers. Put them on your truck wherever you win this, where you're living in the country. Rock that Shebeen out there. Next up, we have a fixed blade Guardian knife. It's a real nice knife. It's got a 2.5-inch blade on it. Comes with a sheath. We're going to move on there. We actually have a second knife. This is a North American...
Oh, it's a double knife giveaway?
Oh, this is a double knife giveaway. Just wait, there's more. But what we got here is North American Hunting Club Bucks and Bulls Knife Collection. Nice little...
That looked like it said something else.
Yeah.
Bucks and Balls. I know where your head's at. I know where your head's at. So inside the box, we got a nice little pouch here that holds the knife.
Is that a satchel that holds it?
It kind of looks like. I don't know if this is suede or what it is, but...
Is that a man purse?
A nice little man purse to
got a
put
little
the knife
man purse.
in. Then you got a folding blade knife. It's got a few white-tailed deer on it. And then you open it up, and it's even got a little certificate of authenticity in here from the North American Hunting Club. So that's a nice little collector's piece here.
But the prize-winning people, what is that? I'm peeping that out.
What is what?
Looks like an extra large.
Oh, the last piece here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're getting to that.
Let's get to it.
We're saving it for last. What we got here is this is a working class bow hunter t-shirt here.
Which one is it?
This is the Hang and Bang shirt.
Hang and Bang.
Part of our giveaway here, so you guys should definitely tune in and get it to us.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's a good giveaway.
Yep.
I might enter.
Yeah. You should, because I bet you don't remember the weapon of choice. You're going to have to go back and remember. But shout out to Nor'easter Game Calls for supplying the double knives.
Yeah.
And all the giveaway stuff that we've been contributing. The grunt calls that we now
sounded
use.
like one.
We got the Blood series coming soon.
Hell yeah, I'm excited about that.
I'm hoping to see one of those in the mail after the first of the year.
Yeah, that's going to be
I'm
badass.
excited.
Just one?
No, there's going to be a couple, but we have a bunch. We're going to have a giveaway on that, too.
Yeah, we're going to have a Blood Series grunt call giveaway. You know where my mind's
It
at.
happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
It is what it is.
But go ahead.
No, though it's pretty cool. He's got a ton of them. We're going to do a couple different colors and stuff like that, and we're definitely going to have a giveaway so someone has a chance to win one. We'll actually have a pre-sale kind of thing. I think you can get it right through Mark's website. What was we were talking about, but I don't know. We'll see. Once it gets closer, we'll definitely...
Nor'easter Game Calls.
Yeah, we're going to be able to get them. You can pre-order them on there. Not right now. I think he's going to put something up very soon.
We'll do a segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are limited editions, so
there's
only
a certain amount being made.
I think he's talking about 15, 16, that's it.
Yeah, to the public.
Yeah.
So
if you want to call dibs, hit us up. I mean...
And they're 100% custom. There's not another one like it, so...
Hell yeah.
Pretty cool.
And another little sneak tip that he's working on is something that's going to be unreal. Something new to the industry that not a lot of people can even fathom the thought. And it's something, very, very affordable in terms to remembering. And
for your trophy
memories.
case.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
This way, because sometimes, a shoulder mount be like around $500, give or take. Mm-hmm. You get a Euro mount. That's why people tend to go to Euro mounts, too.
Yeah.
It's a quick 150, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
Official. Trez Euro said it, and then this little memoir is probably going to be floating right around $80. And I don't want to give too much detail. There's options that it might come up to $100. So it's pretty badass. And I can't really talk too much about it. Not yet without Mark, but this is going to be big.
We're going to have him come on and release, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the coolest memorabilia I've ever seen for a hunt. It's really cool, so...
Hell yeah.
Let's check it out. Well, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
There'll be pictures floating soon. And
Hell yeah. He already got mine. It's all set up.
All right.
I'm excited, man.
That's awesome.
Yo, it looks dope.
I guess I'm going to have to shoot one just so I can send him one now. Dang, pressure's really
Send
on.
him on what?
Yeah, you're getting a lot of information out there, Troy.
No, what are you talking about?
No, D-Rock,
know.
though. So
I'm going to send him some backstrap up to me.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. When we get yours back, we should do a live video and have Mark on that day so people can see what's going on, release it, and show it all at the same time.
That'd be
Fuck
cool.
yeah. That would be badass, man. I'm just really pumped about it because it's something new, and it needs to be in the industry because I mean, there has to be more alternates than $500 shoulder mounts.
I just can't get over Mark. He's a fucking genius.
Brilliant.
He's such an artist.
Straight up. Custom knives, custom calls, turkey
Pens.
pot calls. What kind of pens?
Well, we had a Cape Buffalo
That's
pen.
what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Matt, the Caddy Cowboy had one put on a
BMG 50.
BMG 50 cal.
Yeah, that was
Sick.
badass. So just tune in. Stay tuned. Because there's a lot going on and things are changing and we're going to start the new year with a bang.
Speak about bangs. We got Ryan the porn star.
Here we are, bringing you the weekly whitetail forecast again. Here in Connecticut, for most of the Connecticut, this is our last week in the woods. December 31st, our last week in the woods, unless you're along the shoreline there. You get to hunt until, what is it, Trev, January 15th?
No, we go until January 31st.
Is it the 31st? All right, so
we get a whole month.
Well, on which zones, though?
11
12.
Yeah,
We're talking about
only
this.
private. Only
Right.
private.
Yep.
Yep.
But the 31st, you're right, man. State land is shut down on the 31st.
Private, state, everywhere. Looks like we're traveling down to the shore, huh?
We going to show 'em.
All right,
Show
so
enough.
keep grinding out. But for weather, I mean, we just got out of a real warm weekend. Some rain, 50-degree weather, and it's just not that weather we're looking for. And again, this coming
Crazy
week,
rain, too. We had
crazy
crazy
rain.
rain.
Flooding, and so this coming week, again, we're looking at some pretty mild temps, daytime temps. We're looking at almost into the 40s every single day. You're going to be getting down into the 20s at night, so it's still going to get a little cold and be a little crunchy in the morning. But it's just not that weather we're looking for. But for you moon phase hunters, we just had our full moon Saturday night, so we're going to be coming out of it with the waning moon throughout the week here. Then for peak activity times regarding the lunar moon positions, for those of you guys that believe in that, the afternoon hunts from now until Thursday, we're going to have a good underfoot moon right around that peak time of sunset. And then Friday to Sunday, it's going to switch over to the overhead moon, and it's going to be prevalent, and it's going to be for your early morning and daylight hours. That's when that peak activity is going to move. So that's your quick forecast here for those of us fortunate to still be out there grinding.
Thank you, Ryan the porn star. That's fucking awesome.
I love it.
Yo,
I love
what's
it.
up.
I was intrigued. I was like, my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't figure out what to say next. I'm like, holy fuck.
Just bringing it to you, man.
I love it.
Hell yeah. That's cool because, this way we get a weekly forecast of what to expect for the work week and the hunting week. And then Shabine bird. And then this way we get to know what we're going to target as soon as we get out of work or before we go into work. Thanks, Ryan. That was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
We'll keep bringing it.
So, I mean, what'd you end up doing, Trev, this past week?
Hunting it up, man.
Hunting it up? You
Yeah.
too, Ryan?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Not much. Just chilling.
Yeah. Like a villain?
Nah, things have been tough, man. I really putting in the grind, and it's just not paying off.
It'll happen, man.
I know.
It'll happen.
It's all right. We got Christmas morning. That's
we're
my
winding
favorite.
down, though.
Yeah.
Winding down, so it's...
I can't wait to get down in the South Zone, man. I really cannot wait to get down there.
We got plenty of season left.
I know.
It's awesome. I'm pumped about this show, man.
I'm really excited about this show.
We're going to have
Hell
a
yeah.
straight killer on the show. A worldwide killer. I mean, this dude's all over the place. He's a guy of multiple talents.
That's it. He's a seasoned hunter, we call those.
And he's a beast, though.
Oh, yeah. He hunts everything.
Talk about savage. He's not only just that. He's fucking diesel. I won't fuck with him. He's the nicest guy on earth, mad chill and laid back. But man, do not cross him.
I can't get over the bow fishing through the ice for snakeheads. That's something wicked cool. I mean,
That's the come.
Hell
That's the
yeah.
come. That's the topic at hand.
that's awful.
I
You know
could've-
what? Let's stop talking about it and let's be about it.
Let's
be
call
about
him.
it.
Yeah,
Call him up.
let's hit up the Buddha. All right. So we got Ryan the Buddha Bauduin. Did I say that right? Bauduin. I'm sorry, man. Bauduin. I think I even texted you earlier. Yo, how do I pronounce your last name? And you actually texted me. I still said it wrong. My bad, man.
But I'm so used to that. That's actually where Buddha comes from. Is when I was at boot camp, the drill instructor asked me what my name was, and I said Bauduin, and he said Buddha, and I said Bauduin, and he said Buddha, and I said Buddha, sir.
That's badass. What branch?
Marine Corps.
Nice. Thank you for your service, man.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Service.
So, I mean, welcome to the show, Ryan. I mean, you're all over the place on the internet, you know, a show. I mean, we'll cut into it deep, but let's start it off right, man. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and where can we find you?
Well, I'm Ryan the Buddha. Like I said, it stuck since boot camp. Pretty much just go by that. I started as a photographer and doing wildlife photos. Those got noticed, and a buddy of mine, well, he was an internet acquaintance. That's kind of the story of how I got anywhere is networking via the internet. Patrick Cummings, he's now a teammate of mine on the show on Pursuit Channel, said, "Hey, your pictures are awesome. You kill a lot of stuff too. Do you know how to film?" And I said, "No, I don't, but I will for damn sure start learning." And I bought the right equipment and started filming, got in front of the camera. So now I still do a lot of still photography, still film a lot of stuff, still in front of the camera, but I've been kind of moving into the nonprofit side since I have this big network set up with people who know all the aspects of it, from filming to producing to editing, which I can do all of, and the outfitters, putting wounded vets and kids with life-threatening illnesses on hunts, and that's been kind of where my energy has been going lately, and I love it.
That's badass,
That's awesome.
man.
That is great.
That's really cool that you're
such a
doing
cool
that, man.
thing.
So where you from, Ryan?
I am from Door County, Wisconsin, just north of Green Bay, and now I live just south of Green Bay in a little farm town.
Damn, another fucking cheesehead in the room? Damn, I can't take it no more. These two, Trev and Ryan, are Packers fans. Are you a Packers fan?
Of course he is.
I've been a diehard Packers fan my entire life.
That's right.
But I quit the NFL this year. It has nothing to do with the kneeling. I could care less what people do. They're all entitled to do whatever they want. When Clay Matthews got called for that sack, which was pretty much a textbook tackle you would teach a fifth grader. I don't even know what week it was, where they said he wrapped up and they called him for a penalty. I shut the TV off. I was throwing stuff. I went to the gym. My brother called me. He's like, "Did you watch overtime?" I was like, "No, I'm done." I have not watched a snap since. They've destroyed the product. It's no longer a violent game of gladiators. And I just don't even care to watch anymore until they fix it. I'll watch hockey or rugby now.
There you go.
That call was bullshit, though, for sure. That was early. That was early in the season.
So now you just take it out when you're stepping out in the woods and timber or even the desert. Shit. I mean, you've been all over the place. It's crazy. I love the story too, man. I love the story because why don't we let's cut right into it. Let's start from the beginning with Ryan before or after he was the Buddha, but before he was the worldwide hunter.
Well, I've always hunted. From being just old enough to buy a gun. I mean, my parents had to purchase it, but I paid for it. I think I was 13. I bought a 12 gauge and get dropped off with the boys. And I mean, that type of hunting was 13-year-old aggression. Pretty much anything that we could legally shoot, we did. And then deer hunting. And but deer hunting in Wisconsin, I think, is more of a social gathering. I always did that with my family. Whereas some people around here like to call it drinking in trees. It is a lot about the deer camp mentality. And when I got back from the Marine Corps, when I got out of the deployment and finished my contract, that's when I really started like almost replacing the adrenaline of combat with the hunt. It was the only place where I felt that edge. And surprisingly, animals are smarter than some of the terrorists. So, and I got involved with, I went as a veteran to a duck hunt here in Wisconsin, and that's called the Horicon Marsh military hunt. And saw what they were doing there, and it not only did duck hunting kind of take over, but just being involved in a community hunt, and that hunt is just blown up. That sent me spiraling into wanting more. I mean, I wasn't happy with sitting in a tree stand in Wisconsin anymore. I was just networking with everybody, going on a snow goose hunt, going out to Wyoming hunting antelope, and then it just spiraled into like, this is my life now. This is it. And that's within probably a year of picking up a camera just to take pictures. I mean, that's what I was doing. I was taking pictures because I was bored in spring, because I couldn't even hunt anything until turkey started. And I just started taking pictures of ducks that were flying north. I mean, I couldn't shoot them with the gun, so I was just sitting in marshes and wanting to be out there.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
And what were you doing at that time, your day-to-day, when you started, snapshotting photos and stuff like that?
I was working. I had a full-time job with the federal government.
No shit.
Wow.
Stuck in an office? Stuck in an office.
Prison.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The reason I bring this up is because it's an inspiring story, man. And people like us, like the working class, so to speak, we do the day-to-day, but I know I can't speak for everyone in this room, but I could guess that we all want to be full-time outdoors and do that for a job.
Absolutely.
So definitely hearing this story, that's why I wanted to point that out, that you just didn't start into what you are now, which is pretty amazing. So please continue, man. This is awesome.
I mean, so I picked up the camera and just started taking pictures. And, ducks, when they're migrating north, it's a breeding-based migration, not a weather-based. And male ducks, just like male humans, they got a one-track mind. So they plume out and get all pretty for the hens, and they're on a rush north. So they come in mass, and I was just taking pictures and posting them on Facebook. I mean, just on my private personal page, and started getting comments. Hey, you need to consider doing this. So
Hell yeah.
I dumped a bunch of money into it, and so that would have been April, and by July, that's what I was doing full time. And I can tell you, pretty much everybody that I know, Marine buddies, are like, "What is he doing?"
Oh shit!
I joked about it with my uncle the other day. My parents passed away in 2011 from cancer, and my uncle has kind of been the father figure, and he's like, "Your dad would have whooped your ass for quitting a government job." And I said, "Yeah, you're probably right." So.
Hey, the passion is passion, though, for the love of the game,
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's been an absolute grind, and in the beginning, anybody I can work with, pay my own way, just to get out there and put product out, and the learning curve.
That's pretty awesome.
YouTube is an absolute asset. I mean, I still use it. I'm like, all right, I can't figure out how to do this. Click on YouTube College and just start learning, and that's how I've done filming, photoing, editing, and learning the hunting of different species. I kind of pride myself that, I mean, I can hunt anything on any continent, any species, any type of game.
Anything that bleeds?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, you're doing service. I mean, you hunted even our species, so to speak. You know what I mean? Had to be trained at it anyways. So that's something to be said. And how'd you get into, not to bring this up out of left field, but you start doing a show with The Den, yeah?
Yep. Well, Patrick, when he contacted me, he said, hey, I need somebody that can film. Your photos are awesome. You're a good hunter. It's hard to find somebody that can do, that knows what's going on. Any geek with a camera can film and do the filming right. you need to, have somebody that has a grasp of the entire hunt. So I had already booked a hunt with him. Actually, he does full-time guiding in Michigan. He does sea ducks, old squaw, and every once in a while he'll get some scoters. And then he was guiding down in Texas for Rio Grandes. And turkey hunting is one of my favorites too. So I wanted to shoot a Rio and went down with him and just started filming and came home and hit the editing and straw gold. I look back at some of my stuff, I'm like, puke.
Nice. But that's how it starts, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be the best right off the bat,
But I mean, it's finding people who know their trade and just picking their brain. And a lot of people are pretty willing. And that's one thing I'm huge on is I will respond to any message I get on Instagram because I don't want to blow up to the point where I'm not real. And I mean, I get like dads sending me their 12-year-old kids' YouTube videos. Sometimes they suck. And but the kid's trying. And if the kid has a thirst for knowledge, I'll teach him everything I know because somebody helped me,
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Paying it forward. That's a huge thing. See, here in the state we have ctbowhunting.com, and that's something that we started was for that reason, was to help out the new hunters and to help educate and aware the things, because there's a lot of people that come into this industry or whatever and they want to learn how to bow hunt or whatnot, and they get ridiculed on the social media networks and there's nowhere to go, and having people to talk to like that is just a huge thing, and it keeps those people going, which they very might not have.
I mean, social media is a double-edged sword. I mean, there's some really good stuff that comes out of it. You look at some of these pages and there's just, duck hunting, the hardest thing in the world is identifying the birds as they come in, and kids will shoot something, which they probably shouldn't if they don't know what it is, but they'll post it on there and guys just tear them apart. I'm like, come on, the kid's 13,
Exactly.
Right.
Like you never poked at a duck, you had no clue what it is as the sun's coming up. That just drives me nuts.
Yeah. You started somewhere too, but why do you got to ridicule these people?
Right.
That's exactly what they do.
So, while we're on the subject, what do you think was your most extreme hunt that you ever been on, Ryan?
Oh, I mean, Africa in general, not
That's
extreme,
badass.
but just crazy. And waking up in the morning and listening to the birds chirp and the world come alive and the sun come up through the baobab trees and lions roaring. I don't even drink coffee, but I was up before anybody, so pour a cup of coffee because I got nothing to do and just be like, this is awesome.
And just enjoy it.
Wow.
But for extreme,
There had to have been a close call or something,
I don't know. I mean, the mountain lion hunt, the dogs do all the work. I get up on the mountain, they cut a hot track, they drop the dogs. Dogs tree the lion, and getting down there and shooting them is exhilarating. I mean, because you're right there. I don't even think I chambered another round. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
And you taking the pictures and everything happened so fast. But the extremeness was hauling that thing up this canyon side. I got to New Mexico, and within 3 hours, we got a lion dead. And I'm a flatlander, and I did not prepare cardiovascularly. And
Huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
and just the elevation changed. I mean, my guides were two Hispanic guys that were, New Mexican residents, and
Were
these guys
they
like
Mexican?
Yeah, they're Mexican.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
They weren't Puerto Rican.
Good. My brothers. They're my cousins.
I mean, these guys are 135, 140 pounds soaking wet. And I mean, I'm a pretty big dude. And
Hell yeah.
I grab a pack with a quarter in it, and they grab a pack with a quarter in it, and one guy with the hide. And these guys go flying up the canyon wall, and I'm like, whoa, no. I'm gagging pretty good, and they're just laughing, you know, and I deserve to be laughed at. You know, it doesn't bother me to be the butt of the joke when you deserve to be, and you're like, come on, gringo, get up.
Órale, way.
Órale, way.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. Yo,
I want to bring it back to Africa for a minute because the simple reason is I'm supposed to be going to Africa this year, and I'm like on the fence if I should go or I shouldn't go.
Why?
Just because it's just to be out of this country and go to another country and go hunting is just like, I don't know. It's just,
Fucking.
What do you think,
do
Ryan?
Where are you going? South Africa?
Yeah, South Africa. Yeah, like Mozambique.
I mean, do you have a hit list?
I guess we're doing like Plains game. I don't know.
But you don't know specific species?
No, I don't at all. No, it's a friend of mine. He has a friend of ours. He has family in South Africa, and their PH is over there, and they're like, "Oh, come over and hunt." So we're planning on going over there and hunting. But I think we'll do like just smaller Plains game. I think like what was he saying? Like an
Impala or something like that?
Yeah, warthog, stuff like that.
Impala are a dime a dozen over there, but they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous.
I'm really hoping.
how do they taste?
Everything in every African antelope species just absolutely makes venison look like government cheese.
That was a nice way to put it.
Yeah, it was.
Gemsbuck and eland and I mean zebra even. I mean it's just fantastic. I got 2 stepdaughters. They're 9 and 6, and we pretty much only eat wild game, and they won't even touch a beefsteak if there's crane or gemsbuck or whatever other type of game that I've cooked that's on the table.
Hell yeah, ribeye in the
that's
sky.
awesome.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. I gotta come over for dinner one of these days. I'm known to be out Midwest from time to time, so don't be surprised if
Stop on in.
yeah, if you see a Mexican knocking on your door, just don't shoot him. It's probably gonna be me. Oh man, hey,
Well, but I've been passing up Africa. I mean, to be blunt, you'd be a fool. It is just, it's a life experience. I mean, it's just even the culture. I mean, they brought in some people from the local village that were doing, I don't even know what type of bongo type drums and traditional singing around the fire. And I'm like, that was just as cool as the hunt to experience that.
Wow.
I ordered a case of, I don't even know what their Nando's Peri Peri. That's what it is, the hot sauce. I got home and I was like, missed some of that. I ordered some of their food from a butcher in, I think it was Baltimore, that was South African. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about the travel is not even the hunt. It's diving into the local culture, and whatever they're eating, I'm eating. Whatever we kill, we're preparing it their way.
that's
and
awesome.
Just see it
so badass.
and live it.
That's
Hell yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I know. I'm
Just
more on
keeping
the
it real.
yes fence. I gotta go check it out.
I mean, even just sitting in the blind if you're bow hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got everything you can think of coming in, and it's not like you're sitting there and okay, there's a 6-point whitetail.
Yeah.
There's a giraffe and he's 8 feet away. And there's a monkey. There's a monkey and he's touching himself.
Fucking monkeys.
That does happen. I filmed it and I was like, man, I hope they put this on the show. They would.
That's awesome. I'm going there just for the monkeys to touch themselves. That's it.
I bet you are, Trev.
Ease up, Brian.
awesome.
Ease up, Brian. Oh man, that's crazy. So bow hunting. Let's elaborate a little more. Tell us a little more about your bow hunting experience.
I haven't really bow hunted a lot since probably my mid-20s. I do a lot of bow fishing.
Yeah, let's dive into that because you posted something that got my interest quick.
Yeah, I did. Seriously.
Real quick.
Was that the bow fishing through the ice?
Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
That's an attention grabber.
Yeah, it is. Elaborate on that, please.
Well, this guy Kyle, he runs Deadwell Guide Service. He had called me earlier this year, looking to do a bow fishing trip for, trash fish, carp, and nothing that you eat, just to make some piles with invasive species for some vets. And I had sold my house, sold my cabin, sold my property. She sold her house, and we bought a house together all this summer. So,
Oh wow, staying busy.
Yeah, we did. So I really didn't have a lot of time this summer to do anything. And I said, be patient with me. We'll get something going. And then he had called me a few weeks ago, and he says, "Hey man, what you doing tomorrow?" And I said, I don't know. And he said, "Well, we're bow fishing through the ice." And I was like, "Say no more, fam. I'll be there."
That's badass.
That's
It was
so awesome.
such a different thing. I've ice fished, I've bow fished. Nobody was doing it. Like I would call guys that I know that are just extreme outdoorsmen and they'll do everything, and they're like, "You're what?" Yeah, we're
Almost
bow fishing through the ice.
Almost mad that you did it first and not them.
Well, I just wanted to jump on it and get him some content out there. I mean, we had guys from Canada calling us already. Like, if anybody knows ice fishing,
Those are the nuts, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
look in the book.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just unique. It was cool. I mean,
That's totally different. I figured maybe it would be like for like pike and stuff, but snakeheads. I mean, that was just the coolest thing in the world.
Snakeheads.
Hell
those
yeah.
things are actually dogfish.
Oh,
Okay, that makes sense.
So
why they look like
what's
that.
the difference?
Snakehead is the invasive species from
In Florida,
I believe,
right?
Southeast Asia is where they're originally from, but they've kind of multiplied. I think they're all the way into aren't they in the Delaware up in DC already?
Yep. And then what are the dogfish?
They're very similar. We got two types of fish like that. There's lawyers, but those are actually pretty good eating. These fish are not good eating. They're predators. They lay in the weeds and cruise the ice looking for perch. And actually, when we first got down there, because you got to drill a lot of holes to do this. I mean, it was a Friday morning, so most of the guys on the ice, it was early ice, it's all retired guys sitting on a bucket jigging for perch. And us three bozos come down there and just and they look at us. I mean, you could tell that there was some animosity. So we set up this double wide shack, and we started smacking these fish. And, you hear all they could probably hear was the bow go off, and then us going, "Yeah!"
So
this guy's got to be 70. He opens the unzips and he goes, "What are you doing in here?"
That's awesome. He just popped in.
Yeah, he said, "Well, keep at it. They're killing the perch."
that's awesome. And
That's awesome.
they're kind of like a bowfin, kind of.
Yeah, they're a bowfin. That's the same species.
Oh, okay, all right. So I know what that is.
See,
I mean, there's different. That's a cool thing too, is going different places and finding out the different nicknames for birds and fish. I mean, unless you go to Louisiana, they got a different word for everything. What's a crappie? It's sockeye.
Oh, actually, no. Go ahead, Trev. Go ahead, Trev.
It's all good. I work on a 150 passenger party boat, so I get people of all walks of life. I mean, you get like people from Alaska and this, that, and the other thing. So like they start catching fish, and they're like, "This is this name," or "This is this name." I'm like, like you're saying, a dogfish would be a shark. They're calling it like something crazy. Different names from all over the. It's all from all over the place. It's different names and
ducks
stuff.
especially. I mean, every locality seems to have a nickname for different species of ducks.
Yeah. We know about that. We're big time duck hunters up here. We do a ton of greenheads and stuff like that, and sea ducks and everything like that. Have you ever duck hunted down in Louisiana?
I have not duck hunted down there yet. I go with a good buddy. He had booked with Patrick actually for a snow goose hunt. So Mark Vogt owns Bayou Bow Fishing Charters, and this guy's something else. He's got a beautiful brick home right on the water, shrimp boat, crab boat, and airboat that he runs charters out of.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's got it all, Yet this dude will pull over and check a roadkill pig.
Yo, that's the life of the bayou, though.
Hell yeah.
I
I love that. That the people don't change. That they keep that culture.
Hell yeah. I actually live down Louisiana. I'm glad Trev brought this up because there's a lot going on down there. And you hunted gators down there too, where?
Yep. We shot a gator in Monroe.
Awesome.
And then we drove down by Mark and...
Monroe, that's, what's that, Northwest?
I don't know.
So. It's over by Shreveport, right?
It was funny. I mean, it's a little rinky-dink airport.
Yeah.
They had, like, decorative reflection pools. And they had like mojos in them. I was like, only Louisiana. I'm like, I love this place already.
Shabane. Hey, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
You sipping on anything right now or no?
Nope, I am sober.
Sober? Hey, that's the way to be, man. If not, you'll make a fool out of yourself like us sometimes, you know?
I've done plenty of that in my life.
I bet. So back to Louisiana, you were talking about the shrimping too, right? Shrimping ain't easy down here.
We were doing that. We were making it rain with shrimp, saying shrimping ain't easy. Quoting Forrest Gump until Mark told us to shut up. He's like, really?
Man.
So I mean, we ran the shrimp boat. I mean, basically, deckhanded just because it was different, I mean, if you catch shrimp in Lake Michigan, I want to see it,
Right, exactly.
Just did it all. Checked his crab pots, went frogging by hand, not gigging. Just you literally just barrel the boat into the frog when you see it, like the eyes flashing the lights, and I'm like, these guys. I mean, coon ass is a real thing. It really is.
It is. It is. Yo, actually, for our listeners out there, explain what that is.
It's almost a derogatory term that's a term of endearment at the same time.
Yep.
It would be just, they're swamp people. And I don't know where it comes from. I think it comes from they would eat the dead ass out of a coon.
That's funny, man.
And it's all the people. I mean, it doesn't matter down there. You can be a black coon ass, a white coon ass, a Mexican coon ass. I mean, the entire culture of that state is just live off the land. I mean, they call it Louisiana the sportsman's paradise, and I would agree with that. I got to tell you about one guy in particular, though. So I got up early to shoot B-roll. We were sleeping on the shrimp boat, too. So I get up, and I walk down the street, and these are some really nice homes. It's a really, really nice neighborhood. And I'm filming these the white-faced whistling ducks, because they're different. They kind of fly with their feet out, and they roost on tree branches, power lines, and on rooftops.
Okay.
So I just want to get some footage of this to kind of throw into the video. And this guy comes out, and he's a big fat guy in his underwear, because the sun's just coming up. And he said, "Who you with?" And I was like, "I'm just filming the ducks, man. I'm on the sidewalk." I mean, like, he's acting like I'm breaking into his house. And he's like, "Who you with, though?" I mean, just straight from the face. And I said to him, "I'm with Mark down the street." He goes, "Oh, hold on. Let me put some pants on. I want to show you my snapping turtle."
That is funny.
I'm just sitting there going like, where's the Twilight Zone music? This guy brings me into his backyard, and he's got a 10 by 6 by 6 foot deep pit dug, and he's got these alligator snappers in the back.
Oh,
and like 3 or 4 of them, and he picks one up, and he's like, "That's an alligator snapper right there." It's like, yeah,
that's how they talk too.
Cool turtle, man.
Oh man,
that's so funny.
And again, back to what you were saying earlier is just being part of the culture is worth the traveling and the hunts itself. You really get to indulge in their lifestyle, their way of living. I mean, when I lived down there, I was, believe it or not, Ryan the porn star is a cable guy right now, day by day, right?
Yeah.
And so down in Louisiana, I was the mechanic of the cable company. And sometimes they would have me do, some satellite installations because I had to do that too. So I go to this shack out by a swamp, and there's a running river. and they of course they call it the bayou, and then they have multiple hook fishing line going from one side of the river to the other, and they just throw it with a rock with bait on it, right? And then by the end of the night, when I'm done installing it, the guy reels it in, lights up a doobie. He's like, "You staying for dinner, yeah?" It's like, all right, and they just wrestled up some catfish freshly caught from the bayou, and it was probably the best meal I had in a long time when I lived down there.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. And that's the way they are too. I mean, they'll give you the shirt off their back type people.
They really are too. They really are. Hey, what's the story I heard that you're riding a mini horse? What's the deal with that?
That was down there.
Fucking Louisiana, man.
we had to pick up a boat to do some bow fishing, and that was in Monroe, and the guys had his boat behind this barn, and there's a mini horse, and I'm like, I'm riding that thing, That's good TV right there.
Hell yeah.
And the horse handled it, huh? Because you're not a small dude,
he was not having it. He was not having it.
Oh, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, Ryan, how do you balance you're heavily involved in the outdoor industry, and that's your day by day. How do you balance that and holidays, especially now? Oh, Merry Christmas, by the way.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You guys too.
Thanks, man. How do you balance the holiday season, hunting, and your family?
Well, I mean, it was baptism by fire. I didn't have any kids, and when I met Jess, we got these 2 girls, and man, I mean, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. They're amazing, and before I met them, I'd even say I was a little selfish. I was kind of a rogue. A modern day drifter, but it wasn't. I was doing all this cool stuff, but I wasn't that happy. And now I have a home, and I had a place to sleep. I had a house, but now I have a home. And
word,
she's pretty cool about it. As long as I have a calendar for the first time in my life.
Women will do that. Women will do that.
I used to be, hey man, it's Tuesday, but can you be in Boise on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Let me check the flights, that can't happen anymore. And, she blocks off her days right away, and then I just work around it,
You know what?
Awesome.
That's a good technique. You know what I mean? Because women are the higher species of the two. I do have to admit, man.
No, I'm not arguing at all.
Nah. I'm about to give that a go right there. I like that idea, actually. Then this way you can't get in trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you figure out your days, and then I'll figure out mine.
Well, we share an office, and every time, if I'm on the phone booking hunts, I've got my calendar right there, and I get the double approval. I'm going to start making her sign it.
Oh man!
So what haven't you killed? I guess what's on your bucket list of animals that you need or you want goal wise?
I got a big bucket, so there's a lot of things I would love to, but target that will happen. I'm really excited about this trip here. King Eider Adventures in Alaska.
Oh, that's awesome!
Coming up this January. So King Eiders and Harlequins.
Hell yeah.
And I may even shoot a fox up there and piss some more people off when I post it.
That's awesome.
Oh man!
Wow, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up, man, because you have me rolling, man. You're all over social media, man. And of course, everyone that knows each other got to keep in contact. We had that on the conversation the other day. We were talking for a little bit, Ryan, that if I don't know anyone, I know someone that does. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's what it's about, the networking. And you definitely do a really good job of doing that. And how you stay relatable, right? Is you've been posting the anti's comments on social.
That shit is hilarious.
And like you said, you're a true man to your word, that you don't let comments go by, and you respond to as many as you could get to, and you do that for the antis too, but you do it in such a classy manner. Yo, I can't get enough. I actually have a couple pulled up. Is that all right? I won't say names.
Go ahead.
All right. There's one guy saying, I do think if you need to pose with another's dead body, then you are a little person. And your response is, you should see the reactions I get at funerals. Stiff crowd. It's like, oh my God. I'm like, literally, I'm at work. You know, every time I have downtime, you know, I do the quick, because I'm doing the same thing. So's Trav and Ryan, where, you know, staying diligent on the broadcasting and social media. So, of course, I'm going to check out my boys, you know, scrolling through. And you just literally get me in tears, man. It's crazy. And then talking about the cougar hunts. It says, you will be eaten by cougars. And you're like, well, scoreboard doesn't look good for the cougars. Oh, man. It's just hilarious, man.
If that doesn't smell bald eagles and Budweiser, I don't know what does, because that's American, bro.
America all the way.
America.
Oh, man. So I'll end it on this one, Ryan. I want your input, because you definitely have a good heart, Doug. You have a really good heart. The best one that I like the most is, I wish that you're posing with a grizzly, and this is a badass harvest right here. And the comment is, I wish that were you laying on the ground, you coward. So you responded with a picture of you lying on the ground, giving him a thumbs up, and said, got you, homie. That one wins. That one wins, man.
D-Rock,
awesome.
I was just looking that up, pulling up on my phone when you said that. That shit was awesome.
Oh, man. That is hilarious. So can we talk about that a little bit? How do you handle that? I mean, you're definitely a pro at it, for sure.
I struggled in the beginning. You know, when I made a public page and I just started posting pictures of hunts and videos and stuff, it's crazy. I mean, if you shoot a deer, you're not going to get a lot of blowback. You shoot a duck, or catch a fish, and little to none. But if you kill a wolf, a bear, or a lion, these people lose their minds. And in the beginning, I would like come back at them and like, the first day that I posted a picture of the mountain lion I killed, I got 55 death threats.
Right.
I'm just sitting here going like, I actually reached out to a couple guys, that had been around a while. And I was like, how do you deal with this? Because it was like new to me.
Right.
And he's like, you're going to get that. All of them are like, just block and delete them. I was like, you know what? No. I'm not going to. You can tell by the tone of the post. I always, if they leave the window open, if their post is polite, I disagree with this because of this. Even some people write like, could you tell me more about it? Always go educational. And I have even given my phone number to people against my better judgment.
Like me, the
conversation.
Yeah, I had an instance. That was probably a month ago, and with this, I posted a picture of something.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, somebody took antlers off of a friend's deer. They left and they went to go get the 4-wheeler, and somebody took the antlers and they were trying to get them returned, so it went public. And this lady starts ridiculing me, and she's like, I'll get my food from the grocery store. And I'm like, okay, do you know where your food comes from? And then I put a YouTube video of a guy shooting a cow in the head, and she started losing her mind. And I was like, well, did you know? Like, I'm educating you. And then she got all crazy mad and freaked out, and it was not good after that. But you get to deal with that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I try that angle first, because I think once you get in the public eye as a hunter that's reaching this many people, you have a platform, and it's a moral obligation to at least attempt.
Right.
You may reach people on the fence or people that are at least open-minded. But if I get something that, like, I hope Satan inserts his thing in your. I was like,
Hey,
come on, lady.
Yeah.
There's no sense in even going there. So I just started, being as witty and quick as I could, and just started just coming back at him. Nothing rude, just a dig back at him, and
It's so funny.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it
I'm
works.
gonna have to change it up a little bit.
Now, Ryan, you're talking about you've hunted all over the world. You've had so many different animals. You've tried all these different game meats. From your deer to I'm sure some alligator, and then your African game. What would be your favorite game meat that you've had?
I can only give you a top 5.
All right, that's funny. Let's do it.
That's perfect.
And it's ever changing. I will try anything once. I mean, I think I ate a python in Wyoming when I was shooting antelope. That was different, but I ate it. But top 5 in no particular order: zebra, axis deer, gemsbuck, scimitar, and then crane just cracked the top 5. Crane is fantastic.
Oh shit! What a lineup!
That is awesome. I'm hungry right now thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm hungry too, man. That's crazy. And the ribeye of the sky, I tried that before. I had the pleasure to, and there's nothing like that, man. It's very, very unique, especially coming from a bird.
Right. Yeah, the description, the nickname is well deserved. I made that the way they cooked it in Texas, in a cast iron pan, and a quarter inch of butter, 2 minutes aside, and then finished in the oven. And I started slicing it just like you would slice a steak. And I was putting meat on the girls' plates. And my 9-year-old hadn't even made it from the kitchen by the stove to the dining room. And I turn around, she's standing right there. She's like, "Can I have some more?" And I'm like, "You're going to eat some potatoes and carrots because I want some of this."
That's awesome.
Oh, man. So, you're an experienced hunter, and you've been all over the world, did all different games, every style of hunt, more or less, even doing some new things like ice bow fishing. Here we're educational program. We're rated R because we want everyone to just be themselves and let loose at the end of the day, whether it be end of a hunt, end of your work day. But the point I'm getting at is we try to educate and try to help new hunters and old hunters that have been away from the game and trying to get back into it. So, you made it this far with us, Ryan, so we can't be complete assholes. So you made it to the next segment, the ninja tip of the day. Now,
Ninja tip of the day.
Yeah. Well, what do you got for the ninja tip of the day?
Nobody is the greatest hunter in the world. The best thing you can do is learn from other hunters and be open to anything they have. Anytime I get into a camp, I find the quietest guy because he's got something he's holding in. Always be educating yourself on what the animals do and learn from other people as well as your mistakes. I've learned more from failing than I have from succeeding.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
That's really good ninja tip of the day.
That was awesome.
So
Perfect.
the student surpasses the sensei. That's crazy though. But you're spot on that, because hunting could be discouraging. As Trev over here, that's all I ever hear him talking about is how hard the season was. But you know what? It's awesome just getting out there.
Yep.
And he's going to do it, because he's always out there. And it is a game of chances, especially where we do a lot of public land hunting, along with some private pieces, but it's mostly all state land. So he's staying diligent, and I think he's going to make it happen. And perfect sample of Ninja Tip of the Day. Thank you, Ryan the Buddha. That was really good, man. So what's in your future, Ryan? What do you got lined up in your future?
Well, I got that king eider hunt coming up here, and then we got a mountain lion hunt in Colorado. And I started cardio this time before I'm going out there. We've got a Purple Heart Marine and a Vietnam Marine Purple Heart Iraq Marine. So we got 2 hunters. Got contacted via Instagram by a houndsman out in Colorado. And he said, "Hey man, do you want to come shoot a lion?" And yeah. But then I started thinking about it a little more, and I said, why don't we, you cool if we do this? And this guy, Robert Anthony's his name, is making my life easy. He's got a dinner lined up, breweries donating the dinner proceeds to the nonprofit, which is, I should mention them, Take 'em Outdoors in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Nice.
So they're taking care of tags and travel. There's 4 guns donated to be raffled off. That's going to go right into. I mean, this hunt's going to self-fund itself.
Wow.
I'm stoked for this one. We're going to bring in
incredible.
some heavy hitters for filming, and hound hunting is tough. We got to make sure that we've got it portrayed in the best light, and I need that much in a production to make that happen. So we're gonna get out there and grind, get these 2 guys on a lion. Oh, and the Vietnam Purple Heart guy's dad is a World War II Purple Heart, and he's gonna be at the dinner. I mean, those 3 sitting at a table, man. I mean, I'm just set the camera on record, and there's gonna be gems all over the place.
Wow,
Nice.
that's amazing. That's awesome. That's
That's
cool
badass.
that you do something like that. That's just to get the vets back out there, and you being a vet yourself and going above and beyond to take it out for other vets. That's just so cool.
Well, hunting saved my life. I came home and I partied and to a point of self-destruction. And I mean, I was really good at it, but I was too good at it. And I didn't really have a direction. And it gave me purpose, and it gave me just mental freedom. And the best times I have hunting, I don't even kill anything. Seeing a fisher in the wild, or just watching birds. That saved me, and being able to get these guys out there to do these hunts, I can share that with them, and it's very therapeutic. The VA can only do so much. The Mother Nature's got it is self-healing.
Yeah, and you can save another vet's life. Maybe they'll get into it. They didn't do it before or whatnot. It's something crazy. Like you said, you're going on a king eider hunt and stuff like that. I just got into the whole sea duck thing, and that is surreal in itself. I mean, seeing the amount of birds and what they do and how they come in on decoy spreads and stuff like that is just, it's totally different than puddle jump hunting. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely. It's a whole different world.
Yeah, and watching the ocean come alive, and sometimes it kind of talks back to you because it doesn't really want you there. And
well, we the fellows from Louisiana, we returned the favor, and they came up to Lake Huron in December last year and hunted old squaw.
That's awesome.
I mean, I was cold, so I know they were cold. We went out to the layout boat and with the tender boat and grabbed the guy, and he's got a layer of ice on his hood that's got to be an inch thick, and he's shivering, and he's out of rounds, and there's ducks everywhere dead, and he looks at us and he goes, "I have never had so much fun being miserable."
That sounds like every single duck morning that it's
Right.
like that. You're like, either it's
sucks,
raining
but-
or you're soaking wet or your wader's got a fucking hole in them, but it's just miserable, but you're having so much fun. Whether you're killing or not, it's just a fucking ball.
Yep.
Just being waterfowl hunting.
One of my favorite memes ever is it's got a guy walking, a duck hunter with waders on, and says, "On the outside I appear happy, but on the inside my sock has crawled down to the edge of my toes."
Yeah.
So true.
It's so true.
Oh, man. That's badass, man. But that's what it's about. That's what it's about. You know what, Ryan, now's a better time than ever is, what decided you, or what gave you the decision to say yes to East Coast bow hunting, to come on the show and see what's good with it, say what's up and spread your story?
I mean, the networking aspect is huge. It's got me everywhere. I mean, it goes back to what you said, somebody that's got a guy. getting what I do out there. Maybe another vet sees it, maybe a donor sees it, maybe another outfitter sees it. But then you guys got, a different person on there. I'm somebody new that, puts your product out there. I'm going to share your product, and just meeting people and talking to people and making friends all over the country and the world is where it's at. I'm all about hunting wherever, whenever, and getting guys from other states up to mine, and me and guys from my state down to other states. And this community is actually pretty small. I mean, hunting is not growing. And we need to band together, and there's strength in numbers, and having personal relationships with people is huge.
Yeah, and connecting the networks that we all work towards to meet each other and getting those guys to all do it. I mean, we have a sponsor from Maine. The guy comes down and hunts with us, and for a week in deer camp down here. I mean, it's not the greatest place in the world, and it's not the biggest bucks, but it's somewhere different. You know what I'm saying? And we got our friend Garrett Benner down in Maryland. We're going to go down and bowfish with him. And
some stingrays.
Yeah, stingrays.
Hell yeah.
And just kind of sharing the love just all around, just going different places and doing different things. I mean, I've duck hunted in a couple different states and snow goose hunted in upstate New York and stuff like that. And it's just cool in the camaraderie of just hanging out with the guys and meeting new people, and it's all about who you know, or who you could meet
who
the
you
next
gonna meet.
day. You never know.
Absolutely.
So Ryan, where can we find you, man? Where can the listeners find you and look you up and once again recap on what your mission is?
Well, we'll be on Pursuit Channel. My team, Backcountry Traditions, April and May. And then a lot of the stuff I do, is social media. So at Instagram, Ryan Off the Grid. Then my Facebook page is also that, Facebook.com/Ryan Off the Grid. And my mission coming up is just to be able to get as many people, especially the wounded guys and gals and kids with life-threatening illnesses out on these hunts. I'll be doing TV stuff, but I've always got side projects, and we're growing fast, and the amount of outreach and the amount of help we're getting is awesome. And if I can set it up, and if I can be there to film it and produce it and edit it and kick a product out mostly for the people that hunted and their families to be able to watch, and
Hell yeah.
When I saw myself on TV the first time, I took a selfie with myself on TV. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
I don't blame you,
And I started getting Snapchats from people all over the place. Like my Snapchat blew up that day, and most of them were friends. Like, look at this dork on TV.
Yeah.
But if you got a vet that's got a couple kids, and you put together a professional level video for them, and they sit down and they show their kids, the kids are going to eat that up, and that's what that's for.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Hell yeah. So all this positivity, and that's awesome, man. I'm loving everything you're kind of letting us pry and turn the chapter, so to speak, in your life. That's pretty cool, man. So all this positivity, you made it to the next segment now, and we're winding down to the end of the episode, but this, I ask every person that comes on here because we need to know what rattles your antlers. What's going on with what rattles your antlers?
Well, we talked about social media being a double-edged sword, and the thing that rattles my antlers is when there's people that call themselves hunters. They go on there and they start downplaying or bashing other hunters or fishermen that are doing something by legal means. I think the best example of that is using hounds for predators. I don't think the anti-hunter cares one bit whether that bear or that mountain lion or that bobcat is killed via a collar, via bait, or running hounds. They don't care. They're unified against us. But when you got a bow hunter that uses bait, or a gun hunter that uses bait for bear, ragging on these hound hunters, we need to band together or we're going to die alone. And that drives me nuts. I mean, whether it's high fence hunting or, I mean, just any different styles. I mean, you can spear pike through the ice in some states you can't. And I just see these people tearing each other apart. And we need to absolutely stick together. And you don't have to agree with the means that are used. You don't have to go do it. You have to support that person.
Absolutely.
Amen.
As sportsmen all together.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that.
Sure. Amen to that.
Very well said.
That's the truth. We have a problem with that here in Connecticut. So there's a couple different councils and stuff that I work with hand in hand. And we go to like the day at the Capitol, and these sportsmen, they won't even show up. Like, you can't even get them to band together. Instead, they rather argue and fight among each other than actually. They'll be like, why do you get bow hunting on Sunday? Why can't we have rifle hunting? Well, why don't we start one place and work it up towards it? But they won't even go there and fight for that to even get that passed, you know? And it's just kind of ridiculous.
It's a dick measuring contest, and I hate it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is.
You're right.
It's totally the truth.
But thank you for sharing us what rattles your antlers, Ryan the Buddha. I mean, you know what? And the reason our mission too is to not just educate, but get people with the most education in different aspects of the hunting field. So this way, we're just trying to answer questions that we're not experts of, that we always wondered ourselves, and then just spread the good word. And we're trying to get the most real people on here just to spread their knowledge and drop what they know. So this way, you get every corner, nook, and cranny covered. And even, you know, hopefully we reach out to some antis. I mean, this show, they're repulsed on the language alone, but, you know, it's something we work on, you know. And it's definitely something new to the field that, it's all about education and, like you said, the brotherhood. We got to come together as one and help each other out when we can. And back to the, you know, knowing who you know and using that, because if I can't do something or help you out, I know someone. And that's what it boils down to. So let's end on a really good note. Let's go around the room. Probably end with Ryan. So I'll start. We'll go. I'll pass it to the left. My positivity to the show is we had a very different perspective. Thank you for Ryan the Buddha to come on the show and drop some knowledge and definitely make us more aware of not only the possibilities of where you can go from A to B and live your dream, and you just got to go at it, all the way down to the good causes that you stand for, which is commendable, and everyone stays true to heart on that. So that's my positive thing for today. What about you, Porn Star Ryan?
My positive thing is Merry Christmas to everyone. Thanks to our listeners. Thanks for Ryan getting on the show with us. Merry Christmas to all. Enjoy your holiday with your family. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to sneak out into the woods, absolutely do so. So I'm going to end on that note with this.
Trev, what you got?
Something positive that I actually learned today is just get out there and help your vets. You know, Ryan's doing that, and you know, everybody should thank your vets, especially on a holiday. You know, the ones that aren't here and the ones that are overseas or you know, in VA hospitals and stuff. You know, think of those guys on a day like today. So Ryan, Buddha, what do you have positive for us to end with here?
Well, I'm just really blessed to be able to do what I do and to be outdoors and to be part of the national community of hunters. And I really appreciate you guys having me on, and it was an awesome opportunity. It's just really a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Really appreciate that, man.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And again, thank you for your service.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
You guys too.
And I mean, the best part of it all is what you do for us is we get to broadcast this in English, you know. Thank you very much. I mean, this is coming from a Mexican too, so it's like, thank you. Gracias. Muchas gracias. But on that note, you know, we want to stay in the woods, and Ryan, stay stepping.
Stay slaying.